I know some people in the closet. I know some other people that are openly gay, but they don't, display it a lot. And, I even know some kids that find that stuff annoying, but it's like you got to normalize it and you got to wear it on your sleeve, and just show people it's all right to just be who you are, not think of what others think of you, not let that affect you. I'm Connor Ferguson. I play roller hockey around the Midwest in MIHA and PIHA, the MIHA and the PIHA. For the Midwest League for A7. Played roller hockey most of my life, some ice hockey. Yeah, that's about it. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. I'm 23 years old, openly gay, and very happy to share my story.
Very cool, and thank you for sharing. How did Connor get into hockey?
Let's see. When I was, I think, 4 or 5 years old, I was like really scared about roller skating, and I saw some girl like skate by and go super fast past me, and I think I wanted to prove that I could do it. So I started skating fast, and my parents were like, "Oh shit, you can skate!" And yeah, I think just ever since 4 or 5 years old, I've played roller hockey and got into ice hockey. I want to say when I was like 12 or 13, but I've loved hockey ever since.
That's awesome. What do you love about it?
I don't know. It's a fast-paced game. I love that I was good at it. I think that was part of it. It was one of the only sports I could ever figure out how to play really well. So I love how just open everything is. I mean, once you get on a hockey team, like those guys are your guys. There's not much. I don't think there's a lot of other sports that teach that quite as well as hockey does. Every team I've ever been a part of, your teammates, your brothers, and I think that's a really cool aspect of it.
It definitely is, and it's there seems to be so many different types of communities that people create in the sport, whether it's teammates or in fandoms and whatnot. And I love it so much. That said, based off your intersection of identities, how could hockey be better for you? And also, how could it be better for the queer community as a whole?
I think the biggest thing is just the normalization of slurs and stuff that you hear just in the locker room and around the game. That can be fixed. That can be avoided a lot. I know that some people aren't bothered by it. I wasn't bothered by it growing up, and as surprising as that might sound to some people, it just like that steers people away. It makes them feel uncomfortable, makes them feel intimidated. I think the great thing about hockey is I would have never been discriminated against coming out to my teammates, and I did a couple years ago, but this is like growing up in high school and stuff. I don't think I would have ever been discriminated if they knew that was the case. But yeah, you use those words, and those are just common words. Obviously, it was a different time back then, but I'm sorry for stuttering around this, but you use those words, and it just makes people feel uncomfortable, and it discourages them from thinking that it would be acceptable that they ever came out.
Totally. Knowing those words exist, what keeps you in the sport?
I think it went back to that teamsmanship. I think anyone that you played with, everyone had each other's back. That was like the biggest thing growing up. When I was learning the game, I was getting pointers from teammates and stuff. When I came over from roller to ice hockey and started learning how to play ice hockey and learning how to ice skate, like I learned really late because it's not that big in Iowa. It's huge in Minnesota, but we got like 3 ice rinks within 2 hours of my house, I think. Luckily,
what about the Quad City Mallards?
Right, yeah. I mean, it's not as big in the States. So when I was switching over, people would help me. I had teammates that came to play roller with me that already played ice hockey. And so when I was transitioning over, I mean, people were sitting there and helping me all day long, every day at practice. And I think that was the coolest part of it, was just knowing, I mean, we're all in it to get better. And no one would ever care, especially if you came out. And, you know, now that I came out a year ago, like, I know that.
That's great. What gives you hope for queer people within the sport?
I think what gives me hope, or I mean, what would give me hope is like professional athletes coming out and more people coming out and being proud of showing it. You know, I know some people in the closet. I know some other people that are openly gay, but they don't, you know, display it a lot. And you know, I even know some kids that find that stuff annoying, but it's like you got to normalize it and you got to wear it on your sleeve, and just show people it's all right to just be who you are, not think of what others think of you, not let that affect you. Carl Nassib, is that his name, from the Raiders? That he just came out like that. That was huge for the LGBTQ plus community. Um, I I can't like overstate like how much bigger and probably how much quicker it would have been for me to come out, if there's more professional athletes, more people, just big name people that would come out and wear it on their sleeve, do, you know, what Lil Nas X has been doing uh, over the past year.
No, you're spot on there. Representation and visibility matters. We need to see ourselves in society. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I think you covered it all. I would just say, yeah, the biggest part of coming out is that representation, and that's why I'm always bold with stuff. Anytime I see a team or organization I like that, you know, puts out something for Pride Month, or someone comes out, I'll quote tweet it and I'll say that's some cool shit every single time. And that's the only time I ever cuss on Twitter, unless I'm quoting something or in one way or another, but it seems to catch people's attention a little bit, and I just love doing it because you got to be proud of who you are, and not be afraid of what others think of you.
Awesome. Well said, Connor. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.